Daryl Dean Baldwin.
All right, thank you, sir. Now, you have heard the statement of your attorney and the prosecuting attorney. Is it your intention to plead guilty to count 5, attempted possession of a weapon by a felon, and count 6, attempted weapons ammunition possession by a felon, both of which carry up to 2.5 years in prison and or up to a $5,000 fine, along with mandatory forfeiture of weapon, ammunition, or device? Is that your understanding?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you intend to plead guilty to both those counts?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and you understand there's a killabrew agreement, so you would not be facing any upfront jail. But if you were to violate your probation, you could in fact be facing incarceration. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. Now, are you satisfied with Mr. Fry as your attorney and the advice that he has given you?
Yes, I am.
All right, other than the killabrew agreement, neither the prosecutor, the defendant, nor anyone on the defendant's behalf has discussed a possible sentence with the court. Is that correct, Mr. Fry?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that correct, Mr. Sneed?
Yes, it is.
Is that correct, Mr. Baldwin?
Yes, it is.
All right, if a guilty plea is accepted, there will be no trial. This means that you will be giving up rights you would have had at trial. I'm going to explain those rights to you now to make sure that you understand them. You have a right to a speedy public trial by jury. You may ask for a non-jury trial, and if the prosecutor and court agree, you can have a non-jury trial. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to have the prosecuting attorney prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty, and you do not have to prove anything. You have the right to be present at trial and have witnesses against you appear at your trial and ask those witnesses questions. Mr. Shadler, Mr. Russell did just log in, so.
Oh, thank you, Your Honor. I was just.
All right, Mr. Baldwin, you do have the right to have the court order any witnesses you have for your defense to appear at the trial. You have the right to remain silent during your trial, not to have your silence used against you. However, you also have the right to testify at your trial if you want to testify. Do you understand that if your plea is accepted, you may be giving up the right to appeal issues that would otherwise be appealable if you were convicted at trial? Do you understand that, Mr. Baldwin?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Good. Do you understand that any appeal from the conviction and sentence pursuant to the plea will be by application for leave to appeal and not by right? Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
If you are not a citizen of the United States of America, a conviction of a crime may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States of America, or denial of naturalization. All right. Do you have any questions, Mr. Baldwin, about the rights that I've just given you?
No, I don't, Your Honor. We're all set. Thank you.
All right, Miss Underwood. Rhonda Underwood? No. Okay. All right, so Mr. Baldwin, how do you wish to plead to the charge that on or about February 14th of 2022 and Mr. Sneed, I don't have a jurisdiction. I just have Lenawee County.
If I get 1 second, I'll bring up the complaint and report.
Ms. Underwood, do you need a breakout room with Mr. Johnson from MDOC?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay.
Unfortunately, my
It's
appointment was
okay, Ms.
canceled.
Underwood, I'm in the middle of a plea, so I'm just going to, Mr. Johnson, I am going to put you and Ms. Underwood into a breakout room. That way you can have a moment to have a discussion while I'm taking care of this other matter. So it may automatically go into the breakout room, or you may need to have someone click on join. Oh, it automatically went. All right, Mr. Sneed, did you find?
People's records reflect Ridgeway Township.
Okay, all right, so let's go back to that, Mr. Baldwin. On February 14th of 2022, were you in Ridgeway Township in the county of Lenawee?
Yes, I was.
And at that time, all right, so how do you wish to, let's see here. How do you wish to plead to the charge that on or about February 14th of 2022, in Ridgeway Township in the county of Lenawee, that you did commit the offense of attempted weapons, firearms, possession by a felon. Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
All right, and how do you, on that same date and time in the same jurisdiction, how do you wish to plead to the charge that you committed the offense of attempted weapons, ammunition, possession by a felon, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Has anyone made any threats or promises to you to induce you to plead guilty to these charges?
No, Your Honor.
Do you understand that if I accept this plea, you will be giving up any and all claims that your plea is given as a result of promises or threats that were not disclosed to the court on the record during this hearing, or that it was not your own choice to enter the plea? Do you understand that?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Is the prosecutor or defense counsel aware of any promises or threats or inducements other than the plea bargain to induce the defendant to plead guilty? Mr. Sneed?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Fry?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Baldwin, there is a killer agreement that you will do no upfront jail. But with regard to probation or fines and costs, has your attorney promised you any particular sentence or estimated what your sentence would be?
No, Your Honor.
Is it your own choice to plead guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so sir, on February 14th of 2022, were you in Ridgeway Township in the county of Lenawee?
Can you repeat that again, Your Honor? I'm having a hard time hearing this.
I'm sorry, were you in Ridgeway Township on February 14th of 2022?
Yes, I was.
Okay, and at that time, did you have in your possession a firearm?
Yes, I did.
Okay, but you actually have a prior felony back in about 1994, so you weren't legally able to possess a firearm because of your prior felony, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, and then did you also, and you had never gone back to get your right to possess a firearm back, correct, through the courts?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay, now you also had ammunition?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and also because of your prior felony, you're not legally allowed to possess ammunition, is that correct?
Correct.
All right, Mr. Sneed, are you satisfied?
Yes. Thank
All
you.
right, has the court complied with MCR 6.302 B, C, and D? Mr. Sneed
Yes, thank you.
and Mr. Fry?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I accept the plea. It has been given understandably, voluntarily, and accurately. The defendant has full knowledge of his rights. He does have competent counsel. This court has made no agreement regarding the possibility of a plea or possible sentence in this case with the prosecutor, the defense attorney, the defendant, or anyone acting in the interest of either of them, other than the Killebrew agreement for no upfront jail. I'm going to refer this matter to the probation department for a pre-sentence investigation. In a moment here, Mr. Baldwin, I'm going to put you in a breakout room with someone from the MDOC, and they'll give you instructions. When you meet with them, be truthful about the offense and also your background. They'll prepare a pre-sentence report that will be provided to your attorney in advance of sentencing, and he will review that with you. As I said, be truthful about your background and the offense that occurred. Ms. Holly, am I putting them in a breakout room with you?
Yes.
Yes, okay, so we'll set your sentencing, sir, for December 16. And that'll be at 8:15 in the morning. Now,
Okay.
Mr. Baldwin, you do have the right to be present in person for sentencing, but if you choose, you can waive that right and appear via Zoom, just like you did today. So do you wish to appear in person or do you wish to Zoom in?
If I can Zoom it, Your Honor, I would like to, because I live in Lewiston, Michigan now, which is approximately about 240 miles away from Lenawee County Courthouse.
Okay, all right. So, Ms. Holly, there may be some barrier to coming in person too. So Ms. Holly, I'm gonna put you and Ms. Holly into a breakout room. And Ms. Holly is going to talk to you about what you need to do. So hold on a second. The other room's gotta close before. All right, so Ms. Holly, I am going to assign you and Mr. Baldwin. All right, Mr. Baldwin, when you're done speaking with Ms. Holly, you're free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Underwood, Mr. Shaler, I'm going to skip to MDOC because I always like to clear those rooms up as fast as possible. So, Johnson. All right, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Darnez Donald Johnson, file number 22-20959FH. I have Brenda Underwood appearing on behalf of Mr. Johnson. And I have, looks like Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people. This is the date and time set for a pretrial in this matter. Mr. Johnson, we were previously supposed to be here on October 12th, but there were some restrictions with the Michigan Department of Corrections, and I apologize we weren't able to get you. Ms. Underwood, have you had an opportunity to speak with Mr. Johnson?
I have, Your Honor.
And how do you wish to proceed today?
Your Honor, we'd like to put this out for another pretrial, but we're going to be submitting orders for an independent forensic on this matter, Your Honor.
Okay, so are you making a motion to have?
Yes,
forensic
I'm moving
examination?
for an independent forensic on this, on Mr. Johnson.
Okay, Mr. Sneed.
Yeah, people do not oppose that motion, Judge. Thank you.
All right, so, all right, and what is the timeline for independence? Got to be faster than the state ones.
I would hope it could be done relatively quickly, Your Honor. I'm going to talk to the doctor and see, can we set it out 2 months, Your Honor?
Yes. Let's do January 11 at 8:30 in the morning. And Ms. Underwood, you do the stip in order to adjourn, and Mr. Sneed,
Yeah.
can she sign with permission?
Yes, thanks.
All right, Mr. Johnson. So we'll see you back on January 11th at 8:30 in the morning. All right.
What day is that fall on?
That's your next pretrial.
So do you know what kind of hearing I'm gonna get? Is it gonna be a criminal responsibility hearing?
So you had a state forensic exam, and now they're going to do a private one, sir. Okay.
What does that
Okay.
mean?
January 11 at 8:30.
All right,
All right. Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
You too, sir. Thank you. All right. Let's see. I've got Mr. Russell. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Your Honor.
Miss Underwood, I'll go right back to you, and Miss Brenner next. So give me 1 second.
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, all right, so this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Kair Teron Russell, file number 20-20089FH. I have Philip Shadler appearing on behalf of Mr. Russell. I have Isaac Sneed. I said Miss Brenner, I thought for a minute. I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people. So this is a date and time set for a pretrial in this matter. Mr. Shadler, how do you wish to proceed?
Your Honor, after consulting with Mr. Sneed, I think that we agree that it would be appropriate to adjourn this pretrial to a date and time set by the court.
Okay, 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks?
Mr. Sneed, do you have input on how much time?
I would say 4 should be sufficient.
I think that's
Okay,
probably
how about-
correct, Your Honor.
December 14th at 8:30 in the morning.
That will be fine. Thank you.
Thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right. Mr. Shadler, you'll do the stip in order to adjourn. Mr. Sneed, can you sign your name with permission?
Yes,
I will,
thank you.
Your Honor, and Mr. Sneed has consented to our signature on his behalf, so that will be done forthwith.
Okay, very good. So Mr. Russell, your next court date is December 14th at 8:30, same Zoom number, all right?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Russell.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Sneed.
All right, Brigman. All right, let's see if I got Mr. Brigman. Right. Is Mr. Brigman in jail? No. Let's see who this guy is.
You should be zooming in.
Yeah, well, I got this guy over here on a Galaxy. I got this guy over here. on a Galaxy.
How do
I got you. All right, I have a gentleman standing in front of white siding with a beard. What is your name, please?
Brandon Brigman.
There we go.
Oh, just the person we were looking for. All right, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Brandon Ty Brigman. File number 21-20566FH. I have Sarah Brenner appearing on behalf of the Attorney General's office. I have Ron Underwood appearing on behalf of the people. This is the date time set for pretrial in this matter. Ms. Underwood, how do you wish to proceed?
Your Honor, I've discussed this matter with Ms. Brenner. Mr. Brigman is doing very well on his payments. I don't believe Ms. Brenner would have any objection to a 2-month adjournment, Your Honor, to have that continue.
That's
Ms.
correct, Your
Brett?
Honor. Mr. Brigman's doing really well. He's down to $5,500 approximately in arrears. So hopefully, given a little bit more time, he can knock this out of the park and take care of the rest of that. Maybe tax money or whatever's going on, or holiday money. Keep working hard and hopefully he can wrap this up.
All right, so I can set it for December 14, or do you want more time with that? You said tax money. I can go to like the end of January.
Yeah, let's do that so we kind of know maybe what he's
Yeah,
looking at.
Okay.
Just
so I'm
keep
gonna
paying,
set
Mr. Brigman.
All right, good job, Mr. Brigman, and I'm gonna set this out to January 25th. All right, at 8:30 in the morning, and Ms. Underwood, you'll do the step in order to adjourn.
I will with Ms. Brenner's permission, Your Honor.
Yes, thank you, Rhonda.
All right, Mr. Brigman, you're all set. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a good day, Ms. Brenner. All right, so I've got Mr. Puda next. Sir, what is your name? Juan. Okay, want to come up to the podium? All right, so this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Juan Diego Loera Casillas, file number 22-20893FH. I have Julian Puda appearing on behalf of Mr. Casillas. What is your P number? I'm sorry. Yeah, Mr. Loera Casillas. What's your P number again, Mr. Puda?
It's P67520.
All right, and I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people. As I said, this is the date and time set for pretrial in this matter. Mr. Puda, how would you like to proceed?
Your Honor, I did have a discussion with Mr. Sneed yesterday. We would like to adjourn the pretrial to give us more time to work out a resolution.
How far would you like that adjourned, Mr. Sneed and Mr. Puda?
4 weeks would be sufficient, Judge.
Mr. Puda?
That's fine, Your Honor.
All right, looks like my next available is 12/14. So I am going to set this over to December 14th at 8:30. Miss Adams, Mr. Casillas is here today. Could we get a notice? And then we'll send the notice out on
Yeah.
this because he is here and I do want
Yeah,
to
you're-
give him.
Your Honor, I would also like to address bond.
Well, hold on a second. I'm not done with what I was doing. So December 14th at 8:30. Ms. Adams, could I get a notice, please? All right, so there. All right, now you can address one.
Your Honor, I did talk to Mr. Sneed about this yesterday as well. Your Honor, my client's been on a GPS tether for several months now, going back to May of this year. It's a heavy burden on him. He's paying approximately $300 a month. There's been no issues on bond. There's currently a PPO in place. Your Honor, I'm asking that the GPS tether be removed.
And Mr. Sneed, people's position?
Your Honor, we believe that's reasonable in light of the circumstances. So we would stipulate. Thank you.
All right, so I will, all right, did you go through Darren Coast here? Okay, so Ms. Adams, I'm going to amend his bond to remove the GPS per the agreement between the people and council. I don't know if we need to call Mr. Coast on that or not. But all right, so we'll see back on December 14th at 8:30 for a pretrial. Understand they agreed to remove your GPS. There's still a PPO in effect. If you violate it, you're just gonna be sitting in jail till we resolve this. Do you understand that? Don't drive by her house. Don't go near her block. If you see her somewhere, run the other way. Do you understand?
Completely understand.
Okay. All right, so have a seat right there on that bench and Miss Adams will get the paperwork for you. All right, thank you, Mr. Puda.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, do I need to prepare any orders or?
No, he's present in person. So we'll amend the bond and have him sign it and then we'll do the notice so we can give him a notice today.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Take
All
care.
right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, let's see. All right, Ms. Underwood, I got Jason Wright, Dennis Herman, Dennis Love, Cody Miller.
I have Jason Wright and Cody Miller, Your Honor.
Mr. Fry, who did you have? All right, let's go to Jason. I have someone who's logged in and I keep sending them a chat message here on that Galaxy, but they're not connecting. So. All right. All right, Mr. Wright, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Good. All right, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Jason Scott Wright, file number 22-21032FH. I have Rhonda Underwood appearing on behalf of Mr. Wright, and I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people. This is a date and time set for a pretrial conference in this matter. Ms. Underwood, how do you wish to proceed with Mr. Wright?
Can I have a breakout with Mr. Wright, Your Honor?
All right, there you go. Mr. Fry, can you hear me? No. All right, Mr. Millar, I've got Joshua Mackey. All right, Mr. Mackey, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Go for your stuff.
I'm sorry, you're breaking up really bad.
Am I breaking up for you, Mr. Sneed?
No.
Okay, I can hear you better now.
All right, Mr. Mackey, is somebody texting you? Is your phone vibrating? Because it keeps.
Somebody, what? I'm sorry?
Never mind. All right, so this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Joshua Jean Mackey, file number 20-20033FH. Have Salvatore Malaro appearing on behalf of Mr. Mackey, and I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people. Mr. Mackey, did you go get your fingerprints taken yet?
Yeah, that was done a long time ago.
Okay, where did you go to get them done?
It was there in your county.
Okay, were your fingerprints taken at the time of your arrest?
Yes, they were.
Okay, was that at the jail or at Cambridge Township Police Department?
It would have been at the jail there in Adrian.
Okay, all right, so we'll look into that. All right, Mr. Malaro, how do you wish to proceed today with Mr. Mackey?
Sure, I'd like to set this matter for a jury trial.
All right. Okay, so. All right, so Mr. Mackey is charged with operating while intoxicated, third offense notice. With the habitual offender second offense notice. So he's looking, that makes it what, a maximum penalty of up to 10 years in prison, is that correct? Or
Probably
7.5. All right,
something like that.
so this is a 20 file. I'm assuming 1 day for trial.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say 1 day probably.
All right. All right, Ms. Adams, I'm looking for a 1 day trial date.
We doing backups or what are we doing?
Yeah, it could be a backup.
On January 3rd, we've got a Harley Olmsted. We're gonna see if it's old enough. This would be older than that.
What day, January 3rd?
Yes, Tuesday, January 3rd.
At 9 a.m., Mr.
Yes.
Malaro?
Yeah, that looks good, Judge.
Mr. Sneed?
Yeah, that's good for the people, Judge.
All right, so we'll set this for trial on January 23rd at 9 a.m.
January 3rd.
Third.
23 of 2023, January 3rd of 2023 at 9 a.m. That'll be in person. So Mr. Mackey, you'll need to come in person. And then, let's see.
That's physically impossible for me.
Well, if you don't appear, you'll get a felony or a warrant. So you must
But
appear
I
in person.
I don't own an automobile and I'm hundreds of miles away.
Then you better figure out a way to get a bus. If you fail to appear, we'll issue a bench warrant and then you'll be transported here. So,
Mr. Mattney, just give me a call. We'll talk about it, okay?
Okay.
all right, and then I'm going to set December 14 of 22 as the final date for motions, jury instructions, and voir dire questions to be due. And let's see. Anything else, Mr. Sneed or Mr. Malaro?
No, thank you, Judge.
You said January 15th, Judge, or December 15th?
No, December 14 is the date for everything to be filed by.
Is that a pretrial though, a final pretrial or anything?
No, I'm not setting a final pretrial, I'm just setting a
Okay.
trial.
Great, thank you.
That's just the day all the motions must be filed and heard by, and what are your questions and jury instructions need to be handed in.
Okay, thanks.
All right, we'll see you back here, sir, on January 3rd of 2023.
Thank you, Your
Thank
Honor.
you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a nice day.
You too. All right, Miss Underwood. I still want to break out from this. Mr. Wright, can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're back on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Jason Scott Wright. Miss Underwood, how do you wish to proceed?
Good morning, Your Honor. Ron Underwood for Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright has worked out a diversion plan with Mr. Wendt, Your Honor. So we're going to be asking for 3 or 4 months adjournment to hopefully get that completed.
All right, so Miss Adams, I am looking for a March pretrial date, please, or an April one.
Do March 8th.
I'm
March
sorry,
8th,
what
Miss
was that
Underwood?
date?
March 8th, 3/8.
March 8th. Thank you, Your Honor. And I will do the stip in order with Mr. Sneed's permission.
Okay, Mr. Sneed, you give your permission.
I do. Thanks, Judge.
All right, Mr. Wright, good job. Keep up the good work, and we'll see you back on March 8th at 3:30 in the morning, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, so I've got Dennis Herman. Who has Dennis Herman?
It's Mr. Murphy, Judge.
How about Dennis Lowe? Murphy. Cody Miller.
I have Cody Miller.
All right. Miss Adams, I'm also short on criminal trial scheduling orders, please. All right, Mr. Miller, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
I can. Good morning.
Okay.
All right, this
Good morning.
is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Cody Richard Miller, file number 22-21031FH. I have Ron Underwood appearing on behalf of Mr. Miller, and I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people. Miss Underwood, how do you wish to proceed today with Mr. Miller?
Your Honor, I have talked to Mr. Miller, but if I could just have a brief breakout, we can hopefully resolve this issue.
So, Mr. Miller, I'm going to send you an invitation to join a breakout room with Miss Underwood. Just click on join when you're done talking, leave the breakout room.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let's see if I can get this. Mr. Solid, you have your client with you. Dude, don't walk away. Connect your audio.
Yes,
you
I do.
All right. All right. This person on the Galaxy like doesn't connect and then walks away, so you can't see my chat messages. All right. Let me find your client's file. All right, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Ricardo Martinez. I have Stanley Sala appearing on behalf of Mr. Martinez, and I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people, and this is file number 21-20542 FC. Mr. Sala, we are set for trial for 2 days on December 6th of 2022 at 9 a.m. Closing date for motions, jury instructions, and voir dire questions is November 30th of 22. Are you prepared to move to trial?
Your Honor, I had initially been involved with Angie Borders in this file, and she had indicated that she was going to make an offer that we could probably resolve the case with, but she has now obviously left the prosecutor's office, so things have changed. I have had some conversation with Miss Meyer this morning, so I was over in Judge Olsaver's court. I will call her again. Potentially, if we can work out something, we will. Otherwise, it'll go to trial, I guess, at this point. They really haven't offered anything that was promised by Angie Borders, but I understand she's gone now, and whatever she may have offered is history.
All right, so we will continue this to jury trial on December 6th of 2022 at 9 a.m. If you reach a resolution, I would greatly appreciate that you bring them in advance, because I hate to disrupt jurors' days by bringing them in and then releasing them. So thank you, Mr. Sala and Mr. Sneed. In conferences, if you need a POBS conference or Killer Group conference with the court, you just schedule that through Becky and whatever prosecutor is handling the case.
Well, and Miss Meyer indicated to Mr.
Her name is Mir.
Miss Meir, I'm sorry, Miss Meir indicated that Mr. Sneed may have an offer, but I'm not sure what that is. So.
All right, well, reach out to Mr. Sneed and.
Don't reach out to me. You can reach out to Miss Meir. Sorry, Judge. The offer is a CSC second.
All right.
That was communicated back in, earlier.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. Bring your client back in. He left instead of.
All right, sorry, I hit the wrong button.
It's okay, it happens. All right, so Miss Underwood, you had a moment to speak with Mr. Miller.
Yes, Your Honor. Did you
He's here. What's wrong?
Your Honor, can we turn off the live stream?
Yeah. All right, I'm going to